Welcome everybody. Y'all ready for this? The Hustle. My name is Steve Armopoulos, and these are my co-hosts. I'm Talia. And I'm Tek Luciano. You may have heard me on radio, you may have never heard of me at all, but that's okay.
Cause y'all gon' learn today. Your whole life was a struggle, had to make it out the jungle. This is a show for you. Welcome to the hustle. Under pressure, never break a fold. Keep chasing your goals until you blow. Now, welcome to the hustle.
All right, well, welcome back to the Hustle Podcast, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a couple of weeks since I've had the pleasure of sitting down, so I'm glad to be back. Steve, shout out to Steve, conspicuous by his absence, but of course he is in the building doing his thing. So long story short, we got two special guests in the building, and I'm very, very happy to have these gentlemen here. First and foremost, we got, I was going to call you Callie. I'm so sorry. We got Merker Miyagi, who I know is Callie and will continue to call Callie. And we of course, have M.O.T in the building as well. What's up, gentlemen? How we doing?
We're good, man. And trust me, I have a hard time introducing myself as Merker anyways, so Callie it is.
I mean, yeah, because I met you as Callie, and it's just a name that always stuck for me. So it's
For sure.
I have trouble, but we'll go with Merker because that's what
in my phone it's Callie too. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah.
Well, you know what? Let's get right into it because I've known you for a very long time. I've known you for a decent amount of time. So I guess my first question would be, how did M.O.T and Merker come together and start making music? And of course, you guys did drop a project together very recently, so we're gonna get to that later as well. But let's start at the beginning. How did the meetup happen?
If we start at the very beginning,
Yeah.
because M.O.T is actually one of my brother's neighbors.
Yeah. Shout out KB.
Yeah, when he was like 15, like
Shout out KB,
shot a
absolutely.
video out in Park X, and
Yeah.
that's the first time I had met M.O.T. But this is like
I
ancient
think
history.
he had the braids back then.
Yeah,
no?
I had the braids.
Oh, so
Yeah.
you know Callie from then?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I was a
Juice and shit.
youngin. Yeah, I was a youngin, and KB brought me to the video shoot with him in action in Park
In
X.
Park
And
X,
yeah,
yeah.
that was the first
So
time
that's
when
the
I met
first meet.
everybody. Yeah.
But then fast forward, I don't know, at 10 years later or something, maybe.
Easy, yeah,
Yeah,
10 minimum.
It was actually at actually maybe even like at 12 or something. But anyways, at the DMS showcase. DMS had a showcase, and so I was there, and it was a showcase. So there's a bunch of different artists, and people go up, they do their thing, and then and when M.O.T hit the stage, though, it was different. It was all of a sudden there was people up right by the stage. There was people reacting. No, it was clearly like something special had happened. And he killed it. He had people pull up. He had all the groupies. He had everything, and it was
Be careful. Be careful right now. This is all alleged.
supposedly. But no, and he murdered it. And I was really impressed. And we linked up after. And honestly, my thought was that because he was up there doing more like traps type stuff, and it was working and it was fire. But I seen him up there. I said, this man is a rock star.
However,
right?
there was a however there,
Yeah.
respectfully.
No, for sure. And like, listen, you could do whatever type of music you want. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, I was seeing his vibe out there, and he was giving me rock star vibes. And I'm like,
I could see it.
I'm like, if they're feeling him on these type of beats, I'm like, if we just, and it's not about going rock, but if we just infuse the rock in there, I'm like, we're going to take off, and that was my vision for it. But
I mean, if it's already there, it makes sense. Plus, I think what would have separated you from the other artists at the show that night, and it's not throwing shade at anybody, but it's creativity. At the end of the day, because it's like, everybody's doing trap shit, everybody's doing drill shit, and unfortunately, a lot of the time when you go to these shows, all the artists kind of sound the same. So when you have that one artist that, like, from the jump, it's just different, right away you have my attention. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, and that means a lot for real. Yeah, because I've always tried to, be different, always just like do me, and it just comes out different already. Because I grew up on the rock shit. I got into hip hop as like a teenager. So it's like I always wanted to bring in those roots of the rock, the Limp Bizkit vibes, the Linkin Park vibes. It's the shit that I grew up on. So, but I actually really do remember that night specifically. You came up to me and you told me that I killed it. And I do remember that. And then we sent DMs back and forth. Like, I'd love to come to the studio and get some work in, because I've seen everybody take a picture at the iconic booth. You know what I mean? Exactly. So I slid in. I was like, yo, can I get some work done or whatever? And he sent me a beat pack, and I remember like it wasn't hitting, like for whatever reason it wasn't meshing. And so then it was months after that when I was looking for a new spot to record. I hit him up and I'm like, I'm looking for a new studio, and we just started recording other people's beats. I was bringing him songs that I had, and he was just on some straight engineer stuff. And just from there, I already felt the vibe. Like, okay, this is Bless. He works good. Like, it was already a good vibe. And then when we made our first original song, like when we sat down and made our first beat from scratch, I was like, okay, this is like we're on the right path. And then from there, it was just the project evolved after that.
Well, let's walk through that process too, because I think a lot of people don't necessarily get to see the behind the scenes of how a song is actually created. And when I say a song created, I don't mean he just showed up with a YouTube beat and gave you the
With a
file.
YouTube
No,
beat.
but let's be real. When I say a song is created, I mean from you start with a drum pattern all the way to a finished product. So and also I think it's a good opportunity to kind of like highlight you guys' relationship. How is it in the studio building a song with you two gentlemen?
Well, so that's the thing. It is from scratch, right? And so he had brought a couple of like beats from beforehand. But then when we sat down to the cook up, it's always an hour of just shooting the shit and just talking and just catching the vibe and seeing whatever, because we're trying to see what we're shooting for, you know? Like, it's not a sit down and, okay, what kick are we using? You know what I mean? Like, it's sit down, vibe, catch up,
Usually
talk.
we'll be like, okay, so we're gonna make a song on this type of vibe, and then it'll end up the complete other. Like the first time we ever cooked up together, it was like, okay, let's try to do something like for the shorties or whatever. Let's try to do something like leaning towards like the females, and then it just went like the complete left. He made the grimiest. It sounds like a something straight out of the Louisiana swamps or something. I was like, this is different. I'm like, nah, this is crazy.
No, because you got to follow where the music goes. You know what I mean? You can set off with a direction, but then, like, when we hear that guitar piece and we're just like, we both light up, you know, that's the one. And you know what I mean? You follow the music, you know?
Yeah, because I think the worst mistake some artists try to make, and I'm guilty myself, I made it myself, is when you really try to force a vibe. It's like, nah, I'm going in and I'm doing a shit, like I'm doing a joint for the ladies, and then you start building and it's like, it's not it.
And then the chorus is like, this is for the ladies.
Yeah, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. That's not gonna work at all, man. So let's skip forward a little bit. I want to talk about the project that you guys recently released together. I actually saw, I don't know if it was a reel, which we're gonna get into reels later too. I don't know if it was a reel or if it was just a post that I saw, but it was something that you had posted. I think it might have been today or yesterday. And it was a very rock inspired song.
Okay.
And one of the lines that stood out to me the most, and I want you to definitely expand on this, is I could have been living comfortably, but I chose the chase. Talk to me about what exactly you mean by that.
Yeah. So that's the new single that actually just dropped today. Actually,
So it was today.
Yeah,
Look, I'm on my shit.
No, yeah. Maybe I posted some like sneak peeks or whatever last week, but yeah, it just dropped today. That's the stage. That's the new one, and that's one that actually like he credits me as co-producing like most of our songs, but that's the one that I really feel like I had a little bit more to do with. But that line that you're talking about is just like, not doing the safe thing that everyone chooses to do, like you can go to school and get the job and be comfortable and you know what I mean, the typical way to walk through life or whatever, and when you choose to be an artist, you're choosing the uncomfortable path, you're choosing the hard road, you know what I mean, you're choosing the long road, unless you're in it for the quick fame, quick money type of shit, but that's really what it was. I could have been living comfortable, but I chose to chase the dream. You know what I mean? So
That's a bar.
yeah.
And it's I know you feel it. And
Oh, yeah,
you know
for
I
sure.
feel it because we lived it, right? And
It's
you're
for the
still living it.
dreamers, it's for the artists who are still on the road, like, and that's what it's for. Yeah.
So this project in general, is it more slated to that really rock rap kind of vibe all throughout the project, or are you mixing all the elements together?
No, it's just very balanced. Like, so 4750, we dropped it last year for my birthday, and it's very mixed. Like, there's maybe one or two songs that'll lean a little bit more into the rock aspect of it, but everything's very balanced. Like, the 808s are banging through everything. Everything's very like it's hip hop driven. It's always hip hop based.
It's gonna be the bass.
Yeah, the hip hop's always the bass, and then we sprinkle in the elements of rock or of jazz, soul, whatever, you know what I mean? Whatever instrument that he ends up playing on the keyboard, because that's what also like blew my mind was I didn't know how much of a musician Cali actually is, Merker actually is.
Yeah, self-taught too.
There's a lot of people who just press buttons. There's a lot of people who just put loops together.
There's a lot of people with sample packs. Let's call it what
You
it is,
know?
right? Yeah.
But every song that we've made together, it's we'll find one loop to build around, you know what I mean? But then everything else is him like just in the kitchen, just like sprinkling in little, you know what I mean, playing the keys, whether he's playing a guitar or he's playing a string or he's playing the piano, like uh he's doing a whole orchestra behind the fucking, you know what I mean, behind the thing. So yeah, it's very mixed. Yeah.
What's up, man? I want to get into this real conversation. Me and you were talking about this. Well, when I say we were talking about it, I was bombarding you with text messages, passionately ranting about it.
Okay, so I'm not the only one who does that. I.
Listen, I'm very bad with it. Actually, when I get going, it's hard to stop. So I appreciate you for listening.
Oh, for sure.
As long as we did. So basically, because I've been shout out to 14 Dav as well. I've been having this conversation a lot with him lately.
He's fire. Side note, he's super
Shout out
fire.
Dav, it's the homie.
100%. And I've been having this conversation a lot with him lately. And basically, the crux of it, the gist of the conversation is sort of the new sort of generation of promoting video. It's not promoting videos, for promoting an artist, for promoting music specifically, is really, I feel like, leaning towards reels as opposed to sort of the 2010 formula of I'm gonna go to the studio, I'm gonna make a song, I'm gonna get a graphic made, and then I'm gonna shoot a low budget video and throw it on YouTube.
Or you shoot a high budget video and you hope you get some views, you know what I mean? Like,
But that's kind of where I'm looking at it from.
It just doesn't make sense right now, you know what I mean, to really do it that way. Because so back in the day, you're talking about 2010. Yeah, 2010, if you just released your song with a picture, it was like,
You were ahead
okay,
of the game,
this,
like-
no, but this guy's not, no,
Yeah, I
at
remember that.
2010,
real
I remember that
artist,
with
bro.
the
No,
picture.
no, no,
yeah,
no.
yeah.
graphic.
No, in 2010, if you dropped it with a picture, you weren't serious. Like, you needed a video. No, you needed a video. That's what separated the people from, okay, oh, he's serious, he's really doing it, to he's not doing it. But we're talking about 15 years ago.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, and so nowadays, it's all about testing the market and it can, I mean, like, we're talking about shooting reels, and obviously you can shoot like proper reels, like the stage one that you just dropped and everything, you know, properly produced.
Shout out 448.
But I mean, like, you can literally turn your phone on while you're in the car and flip the camera around and if your song bangs, like, it's gonna catch, you know what I mean? And any artist that catches my eye online, when I go on to their page, they have the exact same verse, you know, in 4 or 5 different places, you know what I mean? Like, and these are single stationary shots. You can do it on your phone. It's not, you know what I mean? Like, it's not, and the whole point is that, because if you should just be creating and dropping. Like, it's so easy to drop now. You don't need to take 3 months to drop a song. You should just be dropping songs all the time. And then when one catches, then you shoot the video. I'm not saying, okay, you don't need to shoot a video, but you drop all your songs, because, well, going back to the 4750 album, we sat there, we both had like the songs that we think is the best, or the one that we think is gonna pop off or whatever. And I can promise you, it's never the one that you think. It's never the one you think. So you just have to drop, and then whatever one pops off, you shoot the video for it. You know what I mean? Like, because the demand is there. But to shoot the video before, it just doesn't make sense right now. You're gonna take 3 months. You're gonna shoot one video. What are you gonna do? Drop 4 videos a year, right? If none of those songs hit, it's like a waste of a year.
The way
you
I
know?
look at it, I'm looking at it from the perspective of an artist on the come up. The reality is, these videos are going to cost you, if you want a decent quality video, at the bare minimum, it's $1,000. And that's really the minimum. Like,
Minimum Iraq.
right?
Yeah.
so it's like, really realistically, how many of those can you do in a year? And then it's like to go drop a band on a video for it to get 3,000 views. Let's be super generous.
If I'd like 3,000.
Yeah, whoa, you're talking about a hit here.
Yeah.
So exactly, but that just kind of proves my point.
No,
Whereas,
for
like,
sure.
what I think the artists don't realize, or maybe they're just afraid to put themselves out there. I don't know, but
Oh, there's
it's-
definitely a lot of that.
You have a phone with a 4K, or in some cases an 8K camera in your pocket. You can literally take one song, one verse, take the most fire verse you have on your song.
4 bars.
That's what I'm saying. Like, choose 4 or 5 locations in the city, and just in one afternoon, just bang it out. Then you have 5 reels. That's a month and a week's worth of content right there for free.
I did the whole shooting videos. There was one year I think I dropped 4 or 5 videos, so that's a lot of bread, that's a lot of time, it's a lot of, and then it's the conversion of getting people to go click, from Instagram or whatever, to go to YouTube is hard. It's hard to get somebody to go click the link to go watch it. So, and then if you want to do the promo thing, you could, but realistically, it's just, he really coached me about the whole Reels game and how that's where the game is headed. And I even saw it, even the TikToks and everything. I would notice, I click on an artist that catch my ear, and like you said, you would just have the same chorus, the same 4 bars for over and over, the same one. And I'm like, okay, well, if it's working for him, then why not?
That's the formula. And the thing is too that I realized too is I think that for the artists that I know specifically, like I feel like we tend to abandon our songs too quick. It's
Yeah,
like
Facts.
we'll,
Big
we'll
facts.
promote it for like 3 weeks and be like, nah, I gotta put out the next
because
record. And it's like,
hip hop is
Well,
so
so that's the
it's
thing.
hip hop. Hip hop moves so fast. It's what have you done for me lately? What have you dropped lately? And when you're popping, yeah, it works like that. But for us, who's on the come up,
exactly.
we might have songs that are a year old that are still brand new to somebody.
And
So
if only 500 people heard it, then it's
exactly,
still brand new to everybody else.
Even if 10,000 people heard it, it's brand new, right? If it's not touching 1 million views, nobody's seen it. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
and me, I remember because I had shot a video with Boy Blue, the 15 years ago times when you had to shoot a video. I shot a video. I think we had dropped it in October, and then in January, Mans shared the video and called it a old school throwback. I almost fell out in my chair, bro. I'm like 3 months ago, bro. I'm like, what's happening here? And so that's why. So yeah, if you have the budget to shoot a full length video to drop once a month, go ahead. You know what I mean? I'm not saying it's not like videos don't have value, but
Of
that's
course
the
they
thing.
do, and
They
that's not
do
what
it.
I'm trying to say.
It's when you reach a certain level where you can drop the videos and you know they're gonna do, let's say 10K views or whatever, you know. But I've noticed for myself personally, ever since I pressed pause on music videos and focused on content, you know, being a content creator or whatever it is, we've had like semi discussion slash fights about like him trying to get me to change my perspective on the shit. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I don't want to be a content creator. I want to be an artist. You know what I mean? Like first and foremost.
You want to promote your music. You want to promote your music.
Yeah. So I've seen it for myself in the past year. My Instagram has grown thanks to the reels, and I'm getting more engagement than I ever got with a music video. You know what I mean? I'm getting more people actually seeing the shit, people commenting, sharing, whatever it may be. I literally feel the difference compared to posting a music video on YouTube and begging people to click the link,
Plus, you have more money in your pocket that you could spend
For
on
sure.
other things. You know what I mean? Like that you could reinvest into.
You can promote your reels and put it in front of more people. You know what I mean? Because organic is great, but at the end of the day, you have to invest
gotta
in
work the
yourself, you
algorithm,
know?
man.
And people spend money on studio time, they spend money on beats, they spend music on the video, and then they literally spend $0 on marketing. And it's like, bro, that's the most important part. Like, you're better off not spending any money on that, recording yourself at home and dropping low quality stuff, but dropping it all the time and putting money on your actual marketing. You're gonna get more people.
Because from my own personal experience, I'm like I've turned into this weird connoisseur of like unheard of artists lately. I swear, and it's like the 90% of these artists that I'm finding is because either it'll be a reel that I'll be honest, I'm taking a shit and I'm scrolling.
Of
This is my
course,
normal
of
thing.
course. This is
And I
this is
find
where the
something fire.
audience
I find a
is.
fire reel, or the other key for me is that it's the original, like the audio that you'll tag in a story. So like I'll just see somebody's story with some random song tagging it that I've never heard, and I'm like, bro, what the fuck is that? I go find it, I go find the artist, and now I'm a fan. Now I'm following. You know what I mean? So it's like there's so many ways that you could tweak the system and use it to your advantage that I feel like
But you just touched on a point too, though, because me, I tell artists like, okay, like the last artist that you've discovered, how did you discover them? I don't know anybody. I have never discovered an artist by a DM of an artist telling me, listen to my new song, like and share my new song, or somebody dropping it and saying like and share my new song. No, ever. It's automatic, but it's a commercial. You know what I mean? Like, we watch TV. Well, people that watch TV. You tune out for the commercials, you know what I mean? Because it's
For
a
us
commercial.
older heads, we watch TV
Bruh, I
with
don't
commercials.
watch no TV, on a restrict. But I'm saying you tune out, you know what I mean? Or even if YouTube is forcing you to watch a commercial, you're just counting down the seconds for it to be done. You're not watching the commercial, you know?
But yeah, but no, you're right.
But and so people don't realize that, yeah, you're better off just like film a video of you walking down the street and put your song in the back. You know what I mean? Like, you never know who's gonna scroll it and see it, and you're better off feeding people's music, feeding people music naturally, than this liking my new song, my new single. Like, nobody cares. You know what I mean? Once you have the fans, then the fans care. But until you have the thousands of fans.
I used to be one of those guys though, DMing everybody I can possibly DM, and yo, please drop a like, da, da, da. But he really like made me change my mentality of like, I can't be doing that no more. I can't be begging people for. I'm just gonna put it out, and if you see it, you see it. You know what I mean? Like,
You know what I think it is too, as artists, I think we're afraid to not look official, right? So because what comes with the music video and the graphic and the all it is like, yo, I'm official. Like I could show people like, no, I'm an artist for real. Like I got a music video type shit. But it's like, yeah, but there's somebody who's releasing reels right now that doesn't have a music video that has like 500,000 views on each one of their reels, and you have three.
but that's the thing. As artists, we're sensitive, right? So we want that validation of people seeing my shit and they liked my shit, like, you know. So it was like, even how many conversations have I had with him? You know, I post a reel and I'm like, yo, nobody seen my reel. Instagram's fucking with me. La, 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 this algorithm. I've been fighting this algorithm since I lost my other Instagram account and I had to start over from zero. I've been boxing this algorithm, like trying to do this uphill battle of just posting and half of them flop. Once in a while one will do well, but
But it only takes one, right?
yeah,
It
you
only
know, so
takes
that's
one.
that's what we're doing. But he's really changed my mentality on it and coached me through, and he's heard all the complaining artists. Nobody sees
But you
my
know what?
you know what I mean?
I'll tell
Like,
you the story because it's a real life thing. Because everybody talks about online and real life, and it's the
yeah.
same thing. So it's like me. I just saw from me as an engineer, right? Like people come to the studio for the first time. If they walk in through the door and I tell them, "Hey, check out my new song," and I play them my song, they're gonna listen to it and they're gonna be like, "Yeah, it's cool." You know what I mean? It's like, okay, but like, why are you playing me this? You know what I mean? Like it's awkward, and this is like shoving your music down people's throat. You know?
Right.
But then if people come in and you meet them and you say, "Yo, what's up? My name's Callie. Oh, Merker or whatever." You know what I mean? And it's like, okay. And then you spend 30 minutes together and you crack 2 jokes and whatever, and they get to like
They're
you for
invested.
you. Yeah, no, now they're just like, "Oh, this is a cool guy." So it's like, "Oh, I like him." And then before they leave, somebody goes, "Yo, you know he makes music too, eh?" And they go, "For real? Let me hear something." And then now they want to listen. And then now you play them something. I can play them anything. They're already sold.
They're listening with different ears.
Yeah, like they want to like it. They're
They
invested.
already
You know what
fucks
I
with
mean?
you
Like,
as a person, and
and that's the whole thing. It's like the music is almost secondary. You know what I mean? Like everybody's trying to push the music, and I get it, obviously, because I'm an artist. Or
the secondary.
because listen, I'm an artist,
I
so
feel like
I
you've had this
understand.
conversation recently.
Once or twice, yeah.
A week.
Like almost on the daily, like he's like, the music, you have to present yourself first, get them to fall in love with you first, and then they'll fall in love with your music. And I just grew up the opposite way of, you heard the song first, you fell in love with the song first, and then you
No,
got
and I keep telling him that he thinks he did, but it's the marketing that made him fall in love with the music. Like he thinks he just fell in love with the music, but he had the music video shoved down his throat. He had he had the interviews, he had the whatever. It was
interviews
different.
on Much Music, if I was lucky to catch it. You know what I mean? There was no like, or you went and you got a magazine and you read through the.
You ain't magazine old. Stop capping, bro.
See, no.
Nah, bro. I was at the end of the magazine.
You're not physical print old, bro.
How many magazines have you purchased? I want numbers.
I was getting a couple magazines when I started getting into hip hop as like 13, 14. It was magazines, or I told my mom, can we get BET on the cable thing? You know, I had Much Music.
She was like, I ain't paying no extra $23 for no
$23
bullshit ass package.
Shout out, mama. She supported the dream.
106
Shout
in
out.
Park, right?
106 in Park, exactly.
For me, it was Rap City. I used to come home from
Rap
school.
City, yes.
I would watch Rap City, The Basement with Big Tigger, and then it would be 106 in Park, and that was every
Listen,
single day.
I'm from the day where it was once a week on Much Music for an hour. You had Rap City. You had 4 music videos.
Late at night.
And that was your rap for the
Yeah,
week.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean? And
yeah,
you were
yeah,
glued to the TV for those
Yeah, yeah,
4
right.
videos because that's all you were getting.
But I grew up on Much Music, top 10 countdown, you know what I mean? Like watching all the videos, like that was it. You saw the videos, you heard the songs on Shome. And like, well, for me, growing up listening to rock, I was listening to Shome.
He was listening to the Eagles and shit.
97.7.
Listening to the Eagles, bro. Nothing wrong with the Eagles, though. Shit, they shit's fire. I'm not gonna lie.
But yeah, that's the way I grew up. It was, you heard the music first, and then if you were lucky, you got to find out a little something about the artist, you know? But nowadays, it's completely opposite. It's like they want to know, what are you having for breakfast? What are you doing for lunch? And it's like, it's the game.
We're
you know?
blessed to be
Like,
in a time where we're able to do that for free. For free. You don't have to pay somebody $5 grand a month
but you're
for
right, you're
you
right.
know what I mean, for marketing or whatever. You could literally just do it yourself.
Yeah,
You know?
I mean, I hate to tell you M.O.T, but he's right.
I know, I hate it too. Trust me.
It's crazy because it literally is. You are selling you more than anything. Like more than more than any time in history, you're selling you before the actual physical music
Well, but
itself.
listen, I don't know what the exact number is, but there's like 10,000 songs a day uploaded to Spotify,
Yeah,
something
bro.
crazy like that. So I mean, like, listen, is it possible that you can just put out a song and it blows up? Nothing is impossible. Like,
It's not impossible,
I'll
but
never tell
is
somebody
it
that,
likely? Which is the real question.
what's the numbers?
No.
And if you're trying to do something that's already difficult, even if you do it perfectly, it could not happen.
Especially if you sound the same as everybody else. Like, well, I mean,
Come on, you got to do something different. But it's just that it's tough, you know? And so if there's this
It's
way where
tough
you
when
can
you're
just present yourself and be genuine and just put yourself out there, and it's like nobody's asking you to be fake. Well, so this goes into another conversation now, right? Where you can do a like you can decide, okay, I'm gonna make gangster music. You know what I mean? Like, and you can make a bunch of gangster music songs. And if you're not a gangster, you could maybe do one that just resonates with gangsters, where they're like they really like that one. You're gonna have a tough time recreating it because it's not you, it's not natural. You just kind of like
there's a whole thing that comes with that too, because and this is unfortunately I've known so many, you two and you two we've all known so many gangster rappers who that's not really who they are, and it's like the problem with that is like eventually
oh, it's only a matter of
someone
yeah, it's
time.
only a matter of time.
see who you are and see
Yeah,
what
they're
you're
gonna
about.
test you, especially in that
It's-
life.
It's not gonna go good.
But I mean, really, like I use gangster music as an example, but any type, like, you know, if you're gonna make sad music, if you're not a melancholic person, like
I'm pretty
you know
melancholic.
what I mean? Me too. And that's my
I'm a
thing.
pretty
And that's why
melancholic
I've
person.
always made sad music because like that's what resonates with me. You know what I mean? But
I cry in the shower daily. just so you know.
It's just it's hard I find it hard as an introverted person, as a person who doesn't like sharing. Like I like doing the music, I like being on stage, and then besides that, like I like doing this, I like doing interview part, I like this part of it. But like besides that, it's like I just want to do the art aspect. So it's like for me, I'm trying to rewire my brain to understand this. Put yourself out there. I'm always like in my shell, and
I love
like,
that you said that
know?
because I'm identical.
big
Like,
introvert.
and you know very well that
Big
like,
introvert.
and I was like one of my famous sayings is I fucking hate people,
Trust me.
which is crazy because I podcast, I was an artist, I sell cars for a living. Everything that is like that I'm known for in life revolves around me interacting with people, which I don't like doing. Like
Because people are shitty.
yeah, like, but even like to come to like a big event and stuff like that, like I used to be cool. Now the last hustle event that we had, all right, it was maybe a year or 2 years ago. It was at this is
The Belmont.
It was down. No, it wasn't even at. It was at
Oh,
Belmont.
yeah.
It was.
It
the
It wasn't
Belmont.
Cafe Campus, or was that the
That
first
was the one
one?
before. That was
Okay,
the
I
one before.
remember that.
It was at the Belmont, and bro, I felt so uncomfortable.
I remember.
You don't
I
even, bro. Like
remember.
I was just, and everybody probably thinks that I'm just like mean mugging and I'm grilling everybody, but like really, what this is I got walls up because I don't want to talk to nobody. Like, I don't want to go to. I don't want to be home. I just want to be in
Yeah.
my house,
Yo, but you can come across as cocky, arrogant,
which
like,
I'm not.
yeah, which you're not at all. I know. I learned that from dealing with other introverts. Is like they can come across as like super stush.
He thinks his
And it's
shit
like-
don't stink, but it's like
yeah,
no, I
and it's
just,
like no, I'm
I don't
actually
wanna be here
scared
right
out of my
now, bro,
mind.
like,
Yeah,
you
just
know what I
the
mean?
police, nobody talk to me,
Yeah.
and it's like
Yeah.
the complete opposite. You know,
Yeah,
when you get
exactly.
to know them.
But it's you know what's funny is that I find that a lot of artists, especially the ones who tend to be a little bit more on the creative side, are introverts.
Yeah, well, for sure. When you express yourself through the music, you know.
I guess that makes
And
sense.
but going back to what I was saying before, and so the thing that M.O.T has going for himself is that he's genuine in the creation of the art, right? Like he's not trying to make music for a certain people or trying to recreate a certain sound. He's authentic in his music, and that's why I push him to just be authentic in everything. Like let people know who you are, because like we hang out and we talk, and you know I got to like the guy as annoying as he is. No, he's not annoying at all.
Yo, this is tripping me the fuck out right now. I just gotta say, because even I can tell you guys spend a lot of time together because you guys laugh alike. It's fucking y'all.
Somebody told me I look like his little brother or some
Yo,
shit
so-
one time. Yeah,
What do you
yeah.
mean? Yo, at the show last
Yeah.
time, my man said,
Yeah,
"Yo,
yeah, yeah.
how is it that you have a son without having
A
a son?"
son?
The man said son. I'm like, bro.
Like, first of all, I'm not that old. You gotta relax.
Yeah. I'm like, well, relax.
He's not that old, and I'm not that young.
You know what I mean? Let's relax. But he said, and then even at the radio interview, you know, they were like, they're looking at me, looking at him, and they're like, bro, is this the same person? Like, what's
sometimes
happening?
it takes like an hour or more to get to the making of the music. Because sometimes we're just sitting down and we're just kicking it, we're shooting the shit, and he's like a part-time therapist for me too. You know what I mean? So it's like sometimes it takes a little bit, but I find that's what makes the music even better. You know what I
That's
mean?
where we get to the real
It's a
shit.
genuine connection. And like the thing when you're working with a producer who's also your engineer is like you have to have that element of trust. Like I need to be able to trust that when I put this in your hands, you're gonna take it to where I need it to be. You know what I mean? And when you have a really good relationship with a producer, it's unspoken.
Yeah, and it's also when you're in the booth, I trust him to be like, "Nah, that wasn't it. One more, like, do it again. Okay, yeah, no, that was good." Sometimes I'll be overthinking it, and he'll be like, "Bro, you did it good like 3 takes ago." You know what I
I just
mean?
keep it. I let them go, and then
Yeah.
I play the one. They're like, "Oh, that one's perfect." Yeah, it's the one. It's
thought
the
about
3 take ago.
That's hilarious. And you just don't even say nothing. Like, yeah, no,
no. Yeah.
that's hilarious, man.
That's real shit.
I wanted to talk about some current events going on right now. So I hope I know Callie said he's not really up to date with the
But
stuff.
I
So
don't know.
I'll bring you up to date.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Don't ask me about the Diddy
I'm
or
gonna fuck. I
don't know about
I don't
none
want to
of
talk
that.
about none of that. That's a dead horse. It's been beat already. I'm good. We don't need to talk about Diddy. But right now, well, first of all, I guess we'll start with Joyner Lucas and Skepta. Are you guys are aware of what's going on right now? There's this whole UK rap versus US rap debate going on right
I
now.
saw the Eminem diss. That's the one I
Yeah,
saw.
but
I
like,
saw the
who's this
Eminem
guy, bro?
diss.
So
I
anyway,
don't know.
we'll get to that. But basically, so Skepta fired out a shot, dissing, I guess, not really dissing, but kind of he wants a clash with an American artist. Joyner Lucas stepped up to the plate. So right now, Skepta has 2 tracks out. Joyner Lucas put 1. It's and I'll say that again. Skepta has 2 tracks out. Joyner has 1. Right now, it's 2-0 for Joyner.
Oh, 2-0 for Drake.
Yeah, I haven't heard them. I've seen little posts here and there, but I haven't heard the actual
The
songs.
thing is, Skepta is, and I love UK rap. I love UK music. I've always been a super huge fan of the English music scene as a whole. Whether we're talking about R&B, grime, rap, garage, whatever it is, all of it. I love it all. But Skepta's not really a rapper. He's more of a grime artist. So it's like for him to come out and challenge Joyner, especially
Of
on
all
some
people,
lyrical
but
shit.
that's what I was gonna say. Listen,
Joyner
I don't know what's
rap,
happening.
but see, I don't even know the difference between grime, like a grime artist and a rap artist. Like, I don't even
To be
know
honest, I don't really
the.
fucking know the difference either.
I don't
I'm not a big genre guy. I just
I
like
know there's
music.
a lot of guys out there that really rap, you know, but like I don't listen to it. It's just not my cup of tea.
But listen, I know people. There's a lot of people that clown Joyner Lucas. There's that
Because a lot
faction
of people don't like
I don't get why.
people who rap,
You know,
like,
but that's the
because that's all
thing.
he does is rap. You
Well,
know,
but
it's
that's
like
the
it's
thing.
cool.
So
Like,
I'm not gonna pick a rap battle with Joyner Lucas though. I don't know
nah,
much.
nah. Look, I'm not gonna say I'm bumping Joyner Lucas in the car, but like if one song comes on, yeah, I'll listen to it. But like, for sure. And he's a rapper. Like he raps.
Yeah, he's a
But he's done
backpacker.
some stuff creatively that's so impressive that for me, like I rate him. Like I don't really listen to like a lot of up to date music. To be honest with you, I'm in the studio all day. I listen to the stuff I work on. So I'm not really up to date.
So then let me ask you this then. If you had to choose right now, UK or US rap?
Oof. As a whole, but see, that's the thing. I don't like dividing. You know what I mean? Like I love music, and it's like
knew he was gonna say that.
So politically correct.
no, but because I love music. You know what I mean? So good music, and I feel like UK rap has come a long way. You know what I mean? From being like a back alley type of, but like yo, they're fire. You know what I
Nah,
mean?
for real, there's some
So,
artists, though. There's
yeah,
some-
me, it's like I rate it.
But like me,
super.
I don't even really watch UK like shows like that. I don't know. There's something about the accent that throws me off. And I might just be a piece of shit for saying that, but like
It's a personal preference.
yeah, like I tend to watch more of the things that are like based in North America, you know what I mean? Like I don't know, it's just but I'm not saying that like they're whack or fuck them. Like there's some guys over there that they really spit, you know? It's just not my thing. It's just
How about J. Cole rapping with the English accent? That was fire.
see, I don't even know about that. I don't even know about that.
Did you hear Drewski?
Oh, just no.
Bro,
that's-
he went nuts.
Yo, listen, there's people like Drewski that I feel like I don't know how they are where they're at, but I feel like they're living a side mission life. They're doing and it's like, there's people like Snoop and whatever that like, okay, once you've done it all, you get to just do whatever the hell you want. And you can do a cooking show with Martha Stewart, and as I call it side mission life, and it's like you've made it. But there's guys like Drewski this guy's living a side mission life, and it's like, where did you even come from? And this guy's just everywhere, and he's just doing all these things, and it's like, I rate that.
Yeah,
It's
honestly, I don't know
fire.
where he came from either. I'm thinking he must have been a content
Isn't he a
creator that-
comedian?
Yeah, that's the thing. I think it was comedy is the thing that put him on, but it's like, yeah, but I just love. But then it's like, then I saw him on Hell's Kitchen the other day. The man's cooking, and Gordon Ramsay's there, and Gordon Ramsay's gonna eat your food. The man's like, yo, the ravioli, he was making ravioli. The ravioli is good. The texture is good. The man rated his ravioli, and he cooked better than the next man. And I'm like, yo, what's happening?
Man's pushing 400 pounds. You have to know how to cook. That's
Right?
it is what it is.
Unfair advantage.
It is what it is. I was also going to talk. I don't know if you guys aren't aware, then we'll skip it. But Nicki Minaj is going at SZA pretty fucking hard
I
right now.
saw like I saw one post. Yeah, I saw that.
I didn't see her going at SZA, but I saw the SZA response, and honestly, it was a 3-0 response. She's sending screenshots of DMs where she's trying to do songs with her, and they're leaving her on red. It's kind of cold. It's kind of cold.
You know what though? For me, like, and listen, like Nicki's a legend. She's an icon.
Oh, she's
Nicki's
super fire.
Nicki's the dirtiest. Like when it comes to
Bars, female bars.
I fucks
There's
with
not many that do it
Nicki.
better than Nicki.
I mean, she has
bruh.
writers. She has writers though. I mean, but
I hope she has writers for her pop singles singing stuff, but when it comes to her rap shit, like
Her mixtape stuff.
what's the
she had
one with the
writers?
Jay-Z
no, maybe not the
and
mixtape.
Kanye?
That's what I'm
Josh.
saying. That's
Maybe
what
not
I
the
rate her
What's that
off
one? The
of.
Monster one.
Yeah, Monster,
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
I know
you know,
those
like I
things.
hope that's her because that.
No, well, Monster, you got Kanye
the
right.
problem, yeah, that's a fact. The problem though, the problem that I have with Nicki right now is that there's a pattern here. I don't know if you guys, maybe you didn't put too much thought into it. I have a lot of time on my hands sometimes, guys. So the pattern is basically like, yo, Nicki seems to hate on every female artist
Coming
that
up.
comes after her that's successful. Like,
Yeah.
she did it with Cardi. She did it with Meg.
Yeah,
She's doing it with SZA. Like, yo,
Yeah,
instead
it's
of
not a good look.
it's not, yo, instead of like being bitter like this and spending all this time infusing negative energy out there, go to the studio and make an album.
Yeah, no, I
Because-
don't rate it at all. I hate that. Like with all the old heads in any sense, it's like the
didn't she beef
gatekeeping
with Lil
stuff.
Kim too?
Well, to be fair, I think Kim actually started that.
started,
Kim,
yeah.
Kim started that.
Was-
one.
So Kim was the old head
Exactly.
in that faction, in that situation.
Look how the tables have turned.
She was the old head, but exactly that's what happens. Then you start feeling like you deserve some kind of something, and you feel like you're better than others. But it's like, right, if you're not showing love and you're not like growing your industry that
I
you're
fucks
in,
with
it's
Cardi,
like, yeah, it's
though.
just whack. It's not a good look.
I fucks
you know?
with Cardi.
Everybody
Yeah.
because Cardi's just authentically Cardi, even though like we all know she has writers.
And you're just better off collabing with people that are coming up. Is going to keep you relevant. As the old head, nobody really cares. You're going to have new heads keeping yourself relevant by building connections.
You're
and
better off
doing
to
that.
extend a hand than to spit in somebody's face. at the end of the
Exactly.
day, you know what I
Always.
mean? Like-
Always.
And she don't got nothing to lose. She's already solidified.
But I feel like this takes away from that. Like I feel like this kind of tarnishes the legacy a little
It's
bit. you know?
insecurities. I think it's insecurities. You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm saying. Then you try to hold on, you try to gatekeep, and it's just not a good look, and you end up shooting yourself in the foot.
Yeah. Plus, SZA's super talented, bro. I mean, like
Facts.
she could sang, and I like for me personally, low key, I've always been an R&B head, but like I'll take a singer songwriter over a rapper 10 times out of 10 because look at it this way, right? If a singer absolutely have to, they could rap.
Oh,
But-
for
but-
sure.
But can a rapper sing if they had to?
Exactly.
Not really.
They try. They try.
Nah, I feel that. I feel that even like for the rock side or whatever. Like I'd rather listen to somebody who can belt out and hit crazy notes, and you know what I mean. Exactly. I'm not that old, but
I fuck with Bon Jovi. I'm not gonna lie. I like me some John
nah,
Bon
for
Jovi.
sure, of course, fire, of course. But yeah, I feel that for sure. I feel that.
Oh, pass me the bottle still. I mean,
Yeah?
yeah,
Go
yeah,
for
we
it, go
keep
for
it
it. That's how
going,
you
you know.
feeling? Okay,
We got the Kaza. They came
Let's go.
prepared. They came prepared. Man, it's yeah. And in case you haven't noticed, this is not the typical hustle setup. It's about 347 degrees in the Hustle Podcast studio right now.
Trust me, M.O.T and Merker here. That's why.
Yeah, we had to come to the big room because if not, this shirt would be translucent right now. It wouldn't be a good look.
To come to the big room.
But so what's on the what's coming up for M.O.T, man? What do we got? What do we got cooking?
Well, the new single just dropped today, so I'm gonna push that. I got another one coming at the end of August, and I'm still just pushing, like you said, like the music might be brand new to somebody, even though the project's a year old. It's still getting streams. It's still being heard by people who haven't heard it before. So I got the project that dropped last June, and then I got 2 singles that dropped like Valentine's Day, and then somewhere around there, like in the new year. So I have these 2 singles that I'm still pushing: In the Water, Drive Me, and the new one, Stage. So I'm still pushing these singles because I believe in them. I'm still pushing the project because I believe in it.
But
And
there's Pinky in the
obviously,
Brain too. Don't
there's
forget
Pinky
about
in the Brain,
that
which
just
is
that caught from the show. People are like, we're getting feedback. We dropped Pinky in the Brain
yeah,
like how many months ago
yeah,
to like deaf ears. Nobody was trying to
yes,
hear it.
yes. We dropped that on
But
Halloween.
as
Yeah,
people discover it organically, they're like, yo, I really like this track. And it's like, gotta just drop and keep it pushing. You know, it's like it'll catch when it'll catch. You
Yeah,
can't.
well, that's it.
It's Rick
It
Rubin
kind of brings
shit.
it full circle to what we talked about initially, which is that like there is no shelf life on pushing a song, really. I mean, you know
no,
what I
but
mean?
it's funny because that's the one that like I did as a almost as like a exercise. You know, it was just like let me just like get back into the just like flexing bars or whatever. And that one ended up like when we did it live, a lot of people were coming up and yo, that Pinky in the Brain song was crazy. Da, 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 da. So it happened like that. But there's still other singles that I really believe in pushing. Like In the Water is one that's dealing with like mental health and shit like that. So this past June for like Men's Mental Health Month, I was really pushing that one to try to give it like a new breath of life or whatever.
Yo, In the Water is a big tune, man. I
That's the
feel
one
like
that I believe in the
if we had the
most.
500K budget to put this on the Billboard Top 100, I think it would just blow, like no question, man.
Yeah,
It's a banger
yeah.
still.
So I'm really proud of these songs. Obviously, we're gonna get back to cooking up this summer. You know what I mean? We took some time off to prepare for our show, for our second show that we've put on now. We did the first one for my EP release, and then we did the second one
That was like 2 weeks
as
ago, right?
the mix room was 2 weeks ago, and that was our second show that we've put together as us the headliners. Like it's a Merker Music presents. You know what I mean? The first one was presents my EP. The second one was presents, M.O.T and our other artists that we had on the bill. Exactly, type of thing. So we put a little pause on the recording to focus on the show. And the show was super successful. And it proved to me that like last year wasn't a fluke. And it's like, okay, the people didn't just come for that one time just to see like if I fall flat on my face or not. You know what I mean? Like, is the place going to be empty or not type of thing? So it is crazy nerve wracking, of
Especially
course.
when you start the show and the room is completely empty.
I'm a mess. I'm a mess the whole week before. I'm a anxious like mess the whole, and then the night of, obviously, yeah, when the doors open and no one's there yet, it's like, oh man, oh this is it. This is it. Oh, last year was a fluke. Oh, no one's gonna show up. But then like the place started filling up, and by the time I got on stage, it was a full house. Shout out Piranha Bar. And we really proved to ourselves that like we're onto something here. People are coming to see the music live, and even if they don't know me personally, they're coming for him just because he puts his name next to
Facts,
mine.
bro.
And that's a big fucking thing that I don't take for granted, that he stamps his name next to mine so often. You know what I mean? I know you don't do that for many artists.
Yeah, you never did it for me, man.
Hey, man.
So I appreciate that. Cheers to that, for real. And so yeah, we're proving it to ourselves that we're on the right path, we're on the right road. We're seeing signs that are telling us like we're on the right road.
So
So
that's the thing, because MOT is not a big, content creator guy, and he's doing his thing. He listens and he tries, but it's against his nature. But because he's so authentic with the music, once he hits that stage, like you feel it. And that's the thing. A lot of times now, people put so much effort into the production of the music. It's like the song might be good, and you listen to the song and you enjoy the song, but then you see it on stage, and you're like, it doesn't really like translate. But him, it's almost like the music's better on stage, and that's kind of an old school element of like where it's like, okay, you're hearing a recording, but then now you're getting to like experience the music, and because
I
he's
think that's
pouring
where
his
the
heart
rock
out.
and roll comes in though, because that's a very rock
yeah,
and roll
probably,
kind of
yeah,
thing.
Yeah, no,
yeah.
exactly. So it's
Even though like the hip hop thing, you're performing over your vocals or whatever. Like we did that for the first EP release show. I let the tracks play how they're recorded, and I performed with them. And a lot of people like to, the old hip hop heads or whatever. You can't be doing that. Da, da. I rather do that and give the people a good show, and they can hear what the song is really supposed to sound like. And you hear me. I'm not lip syncing. You hear me giving my all. You know what I mean? So you're getting that full experience of you're hearing what the song actually sounds like, and you're hearing what I'm able to actually do live. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to give that full like this year we did it a little more. We took off some tracks here, we took off some tracks there, but
Yeah, just leave the backs in the background, worst case.
exactly,
But the thing
yeah.
is, because MOT, he puts 4 or 5 layers, and it's not 4 or 5 layers of the same thing. It's harmonies and stuff. No, but it's harmonies. And I notice when he
Yeah,
does
no,
it,
for
he
no,
it
but yeah,
does, but
yeah.
it's that blend. It's really his thing. You know what I mean? Like, cause other people, like, bro, they ask me and I tell them, listen, you just do one take. You throw some backs if you want. I'm gonna mix them to the point that you can't hear them anyway, so it doesn't really matter if you do backs or not.
And I'm there like, yo,
But
put
him,
that
he's like,
back up.
turn it up,
Yo,
turn it up.
put that back.
But because it's his sound, you know what I mean? Like, in his sound, it's this harmony. And then when he goes on stage, one thing I noticed from watching him perform over the years is that, like, he'll break into where he does the high pitch, where he does the high layer. And I feel like that's when he's in his zone, you know? And it's like, so he's performing, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, there's layers in the back. If we had the budget, we would have 3-4 backup
Exactly, yeah,
singers, and
Yeah,
we
exactly.
would
yeah,
have a
yeah,
whole
yeah.
band
Trust
and
me.
everything.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah,
like,
yeah. That's coming. That's coming. We're gonna do the acoustic show next, maybe. You know what I mean? The 4750 stripped down. We're gonna bring it back to the MTV unplugged. You know what I
that would be
mean?
sick,
Yeah,
though.
yeah, yeah. That's
No,
definitely
for
something in
sure.
my mind for
Yo,
sure
and
that we
it'll
want
work.
to
It'll
do.
work as one vocal, but like, you know, the way he creates the song, it's these stacks, and it's like, well, if you don't have the stacks of vocals, now you don't have the song. You know what I mean? It's
Exactly.
like you're not getting the
Exactly. I
full
want to give
experience.
exactly the full experience. You know, and they always leave. I catch them as I'm doing the song. I'll see people starting to sing along by the second or third chorus. You know, they're starting to exactly. So I know it's like, okay, it's I'm onto something. It's not just me. Like I'm not just completely delusional. You know what I mean? There is a little bit of that. Like you say, every artist has to be a little bit delusional. But I mean, if I was up there and I just saw people with their arms crossed, just you know, it would suck, you know, it would hurt. It would let me know I gotta figure something out, like it's not
You would
working.
literally collapse on stage and die,
Oh
right?
yeah, I'd be like, I'm going home. Clearly you're not into this. All right, I'm out of here. But the fact that I see people singing the words back by the end of the song, and it's not people that have heard the songs before. It's not, I don't got this big group of friends that everyone knows my songs and everyone likes, you know what I mean? Like I got a really small group. So when people come and they're catching on to the thing, it really like it warms my heart, bro. It really like lets me know. And then we're selling merch too at the show, you know. And the fact that we sold like no merch during the whole show, and then I got off stage, and then that's when everyone started going over exactly. So that really lets me know that like they saw something
They want to
worth
support.
of, you know, to go spend their hard-earned money, you know, because you know times are tough. People, even just to get people to pay $20 to come to a show is a hard enough task in itself. So to get them to buy a $60 hoodie, a $30 t-shirt, whatever it may be, you know what I mean? That shit means like the world to me, bro. It gets me emotional, you know? Like every day, every time we do the show, it's been 2 times, whatever, but like the next day I wake up and I'm like, I'm in my feels, bro. Like I'm tearing up because I'm like, okay, it worked, you know? Like fuck,
I
like, you
know that's
know?
how much he cares about the music, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and that's why I work with him the way I do, is because like me from the jump, I've been all in, hard on my sleeve, and he's the same way. And so it's like looking in the mirror, you know what I mean?
You guys are
There's
like
no
two peas in a
hesitation.
motherfucking pod.
Two
You say,
bees
right?
in
Literally.
a motherfucking eye.
Literally. And I definitely like brothers more than father and son, you know?
Not that old, not that young.
Let's keep it. Let's keep it
I
at
feel like
that.
I'm kicking that door down myself. So we'll stay away from that
90s
one.
baby, 90s baby.
All right. Well, listen, gentlemen, on that note, I want to thank you guys for coming on The Hustle. And of course, you're welcome anytime.
Thank you for having us, man.
Let these beautiful people, of course, know where they can find you on all social medias.
All right, so for me, it's MOT_MTL. You go find that Instagram account, and in the, you know, the link tree bio, in my bio, you got everything you can need there. You got the Spotify, the Apple, the YouTube, couple interviews. Everything you need to find is there in my Instagram account. So MOT_MTL. And yeah, that's what it is. On Spotify, MOT, but you got to put the dots. So on Spotify, M.O.T, you know, and you're good to go from there.
Yo, listen, Google me, okay?
Google me.
Merker
Research
Miyagi,
your
Google me,
research.
I'm there.
You're even on Bing, I
Big
heard.
OG. Big bro.
No,
big
but
bro.
that's why I didn't go with Cali. You know what I mean? When it was marketing time, right? People look up my music with my government name, with Cali Productions, and it's like it's unfindable. Merker Miyagi, you know. But Instagram, everything's Merker Miyagi. You can Google, and I'm there, you know.
Plus, you really have become sort of a sensei, so it kind of works out.
It's online. The Miyagi I got online. Yeah, I didn't make it up. You know what I mean? Like I was Merker something on Facebook, Merker Martyr or something like that.
Merker Madness at one
Merker
point.
Madness, yeah. Merker Madness, yeah. And then one person was like, because I'm always putting my little philosophical stuff and all that and whatever, and they were like,
Not
somebody
as
was
much
like,
lately, but facts.
yeah, but they were like, oh, okay, Merker Miyagi, and I was like, oh.
I thought you were just a really big like Karate Kid fan or some shit. You know
Yo,
what
listen,
I
I
mean?
was a
Like,
kung fu master when I was like 10 years old. Hey,
Yeah?
yeah. No, I did kung
Black
fu.
belt,
I-
or-
yo, splits and all that, demonstrations and all that. I got pictures. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
so at the next show, Merker is gonna do the splits on stage.
Whoa. I'll show a picture of me doing the splits.
Nah.
on
We
stage.
need a full kung fu demonstration on stage. At the
Okay,
next show.
bet. I'm gonna.
So you gotta come to the next show if you didn't come to the last two. You gotta come to the next one just to
Absolutely.
watch that. You know what I mean?
You heard it here first, man. Thank you for tuning in to the Hustle Podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Like, comment, subscribe. You know the vibes. We out.
Cheers.
Welcome everybody. Y'all ready for this? The Hustle. My name is Steve M.O.T and these are my co-hosts. I'm Talia. And I'm Tek Luciano. You may have heard me on radio. You may have never heard of me at all, but that's okay.
Cause y'all gon' learn today. Your whole life was a struggle, had to make it out the jungle. This is a show for you. Welcome to the hustle, under pressure, never break a fold. Keep chasing your goals until you blow. Now, welcome to the hustle.
Get well introduced to all three of us. Y'all ready for this?
You are now tuning in to the Hustle Podcast.